Hey.
All right. Hi, we're live on Facebook. Hi. So, hi everyone. I'm Carrie Severson. I am the CEO and founder of the Unapologetic Voice House, and this is Conversations with Authors. I'd like you to meet Shawndra Mcwhorter, our latest author who has just released her book. Shawndra, why don't you tell us about your book and its title and what it's all about?
Yeah, so the name of my book is What They Want Us to Know: Messages of Hope, Meaning, and Unity from the Animal Kingdom. So I am a telepathic animal communicator, and basically in this book, talk to 12 different wild and domestic animals about messages they want humans to know. And it was amazing. I learned things from it, concepts I didn't know or had heard of. And I just am super proud of it. And I'm so grateful to Carrie and Natalie and everyone at the Unapologetic Voice House, because it just was a dream come true. So yesterday was the launch and it was great. And this is what it looks like. I've got it right here.
I love it. I love that you did that. Yeah, so the piece that I'm so excited for you about specifically is that this is something that you've been working on for how long? 12 years?
Since 2004. I knew I was going to write the book then. Yeah.
And it took you a long time to get there. And it took you a long time to get there. Why do you think it took so long?
Personally, I think I had to do a lot of healing for myself in order to be able to really connect with them at this different level, which is different than when a client hires me to talk to one of their animals, back and forth conversation. This was really a direct, higher self, spiritual connection. And I needed to be healed and cleared in order to really receive their message clearly.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so people who are like, what is she talking about? So we have a golden doodle, for example. Folks have pets at home. They've got horses, dogs, cats. If the owner feels like there's some stress around this specific animal in their home, they call you, and they're like, "We're looking for a Dr. Doodle sort of situation here."
Yeah, kind of. And one thing, it's kind of a learning time, because a lot of people will say, tell my dog to stop barking, or ask my cat to stop scratching, or stop not using the litter box or something. And I don't tell animals to do anything. What I do is ask them why they're doing it and get an understanding. And so it's very different. It's like, just because you can hear me and you understand the words I say, I can't make you do anything.
Right.
You have free will. And with the animals, I have found it's the same way. So it's an understanding of, why are you doing this and how can we help you? Because it's obviously, if it's excessive barking or not using the litter box or whatever it happens to be, there's something out of balance. And so we find what's out of balance and then bring it back into balance.
Okay, so tell people who are watching right now about, it took you a super long time to write it. You felt like you had to go through some personal healing. What was the actual experience like to launch your book yesterday and to be around people who were like, yes, I'll buy it?
It was amazing because I felt like it was a big deal. And then when I finally, it happened and the book was out, then people were like, oh my God, you're a published author. And it's like as exciting for my friends and family as it was for me. And to see my friends and some of the people I didn't know show up yesterday to the thing, and they were just so excited to get the book and have me sign it for them. It was really more than I expected. I knew it was going to be cool and exciting and fun, but I was just like beaming all day. I still am, because the energy was so, yeah, it's just started. And people are excited to read it, and not just because they know me, but they want to hear these messages.
Right.
And yeah,
The thing that I'm super passionate about, like, obviously storytelling, I've been around stories for more than 20 years now, and I've really tapped my way through every aspect of story, and, you know, launching the Unapologetic Voice House and being on this side of it and supporting authors through their publishing experience has been incredibly rewarding. And you're such a prime example of that, because you were basically hiding this aspect of yourself. And so yesterday when the book came out, people were like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, that was the first time some folks knew this is a gift of yours.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you have a day job. You have, like, you're like a legit, like, IT person, right?
Yes, I work for the state of Washington, and I had to take leave to do this and leave yesterday to do that. So it's a regular Monday through Friday job. And so I wrote the book in the evenings and the weekends. I took a week
Yes.
off, like around Memorial Day, and really did a lot of it. So it's like walking in two worlds, and
Yeah.
but it's super fun. And there are people who look at it going, "What, you do what? I never knew
Right.
that."
I know. Okay, so I feel like that's such a common theme for so many people. And I talked about this just yesterday in my Facebook group, the Unapologetic Voice. I was like, how many of you are not writing because you're afraid people won't read it? And that is a common thing. Like, a lot of people don't move forward with the dream of publishing a book because they're afraid of what someone's going to say, or they're going to find out about, you know.
Yep.
But you've been working on this, so you worked on it since 2004, the actual material. We started working together.
Okay.
Was it 20? It was 2020, right?
It was 2020. It was about April, May when I
Right.
first contacted you with the concept. And then I really started writing it in May. And I think I sent the manuscript to you in the first week of July, somewhere right around there.
And
And
since
then,
then, we've like built your, you know, a website for you and email funnels and social media so that you can start to feel more comfortable stepping into this. And so
yes,
really the starting point, like once you have a solid foundation of like um, your platform is built and you've got things to allow people to come in, the book is really like the jumping off point.
yeah. And I was so surprised because I had no idea. It's like in my mind, I'm going to write a book and oh, I'll get it published. But then, like you were saying, there's all these layers that only you would
Mm-hmm.
know, or people who are in the business. And it's like, oh, I have to do that. Oh, I have to do that. And I'm so glad because I don't know how to do any of these things. And that's why working with you was amazing because you know how to do it. And the people who work for you
Well,
know how to do it and made it
if I
easy.
don't
And
know, I find somebody who can. That's
right.
really like and it really is like this is kind of why I wanted to create this show, Conversations with Authors, because there's so many elements that go into a book.
Yeah.
And it is like I've been saying this from the beginning. It is a team thing. Like, there's editors, there's designers, there's typesetters, and then there's distributors, retailers, promoters, marketers, retailers, end users. Like, we are one constant stream, and it doesn't work without one of those elements in it. So,
Right. Yeah. And
so
I
here
had
you
no
are.
idea. Yeah.
So here you are. You're doing virtual and live in person book signings throughout the month
Yes.
in the state of Washington.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
where can folks find your um, like run into you on a virtual signing? Do you know where your next one is?
So my next one is going to be at Orca's Books in downtown Olympia, and that will be on February 18th at 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be a virtual event. We're looking at setting up a second event with the Pet Works in Olympia, and that will be an in-person event at either February 20th or 27th, one of those Saturdays or Sundays. Um, and then we've got East West Bookstore coming up on, oh goodness, it's shoot, I forgot the date, but that's coming up as well. And that's a virtual one. Um, yeah, and I think all my dates are on my social media site or my Facebook site and my Instagram site. So we'll be having those posted. So that's Shawndra
Okay, good.
Mcwhorter. Yeah. And so those are being posted. So we're getting more and more up there and hope to
Good.
expand a little bit more, and especially with the online ones. I mean, anyone from any state can join on those, which is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You'll have to share those events. And if for those of you who want to buy her book, obviously you can go to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple, Google, Kobo, bookshop.org, your local library, you can ask for it, um, or contact Shawndra and get a copy yourself. So you're selling it directly for $20, and then you're giving, just from a COVID perspective of keeping things super clean
Yeah.
and on messy, it's $20, and then you're giving like $3 to a local charity, right?
Yes, and I've the charity I did like what I did yesterday was Kindred Souls Foundation, which they have a wonderful foundation here, and they're a nonprofit that helps homeless, abused, neglected animals, and we do a lot with like crime victims and their animals and helping them if they're transitioning, or the senior animal companion program, which I love, older animals paired with older humans, and then the organization steps up to help with medical care and food and transportation if needed so that animals aren't stuck in a shelter and older people who may not get to adopt get to bring an animal into their life. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a really good organization. So it feels good to be able to give something back.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what they want us to know, messages of unity, hope, and
Meaning.
meaning from the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very cool. She's got 12 animals in there that horses and snakes and bats, right? Bat?
Yeah. Bat is in there and tarantula and dogs and cats. Well, the cats are cougar and cheetah. And so it's,
Yeah, it's not your
and
normal
I didn't
house
know.
cat.
No, no. And
So,
I knew Joey was going to be there. And Joey is the dog who started all this for me
yeah,
in 2000. And I knew he was going to be the last chapter, and all the rest, I was like, I don't know who's going to come in. So I just sat with it and tuned in, and it was like owl showed up, or
that's
the
cool.
Palau jellyfish showed up. And it was like, okay, that's
There
who's
we
in the
go.
book.
Did
Yeah.
I did I ever tell you my story about the snakes? I've been thinking about it
No.
severely since every time I would look at your book, I'm like, I couldn't really. I was like this. I was like 6 or 7 years old. My grandfather owned a basketball camp in Minnesota, and snakes fell out of the ceiling from a cabin I was staying in.
Oh,
So I've got like, you know, some complex. I got a little complex about them. And I used to break out in hives. It's getting better. Like I can actually say the word and
oh, good.
know that like I can just go like this. But it was so bad in the beginning. I couldn't. They'd be on television and I'd break out in hives. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So anyway, that surprised me. I didn't when we were like talking about your manuscript. When I finally got the copy, I was like, snake. Oh, but
Oh,
uh,
you can just cover up the picture. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you. You took a long
Thank
time to
you.
write the book,
Yeah.
and you've been like a soldier with just moving forward and keeping um, focused on next step after next step after next step, and um, so you have a print book, a ebook, and the audiobook is coming out next month.
Yeah. Super excited about that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing all
Yeah. That
the
was a fun process.
yeah, that was really cool. And we hired a team to do the voiceover, and she shifted her voice a bunch of different times to reflect the animals. So if you were into audiobooks, definitely check this one out next month when it's available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
awesome.
impressed because I had talked to her and I said, I don't know that you're going to have a different voice, but a different tone. And then when I listened to it, it was amazing how she really, I think, picked up the energy of each one. And I
Right?
didn't tell her it. She just picked it up, and it sounded like what I would do myself if I were doing it. So,
Yeah, I love it.
yeah.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in to
Oh,
Conversations with Authors. And if you're interested in getting to know Shawndra a little bit more, please check her out. Uh, we'll take her in the video and we'll put a link to the Amazon author page. And I know she would definitely love to hear your feedback and even offer you some insight on what your pet is saying at home.
yes, absolutely. Thank you, Carrie.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone. Bye bye.